Well, howdy, steno peeps. Jen back with a new dictation. Today we're going to do some jury charge all around emancipation. I know I have a couple Q&As lined up for emancipation as well. I think that word just sounds challenging, so I would make a brief for it. This is at no particular speed. Let's get started. Ready? Begin. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you have heard the testimony and evidence presented in this case, and now it is your duty to deliberate and reach a verdict. This case involves the petition of a minor, Jamie, for emancipation from his parents. As jurors, your role is to determine whether granting emancipation is in the best interest of the minor based on the evidence and the law. Emancipation is a legal process by which a minor is released from the care and control of their parents or guardians. It is a significant decision as it grants the minor the rights and responsibilities of an adult before reaching the age of majority. To grant emancipation, the court must be satisfied that the minor 1. Has demonstrated maturity and the availability to manage their own affairs, including finances, education, and living arrangements. 2. Has a stable plan for supporting themselves financially and securing necessary resources for their well-being. 3. Is able to make decisions independently and understands the responsibilities and consequences of those decisions. 4. Will benefit from emancipation as it is in their best interest, taking into consideration their overall welfare, safety, and development. As you deliberate, consider the following key points based on the testimony and evidence. 1. Jamie's ability to manage finances and independence. You heard Jamie discuss his savings and plans for employment. Consider whether these plans demonstrate a realistic and stable financial situation. Reflect on whether Jamie has the necessary skills and knowledge to manage expenses such as rent, food, transportation, and other living costs. 2. Educational and career plans. Jamie expressed a desire to complete his education and potentially pursue further studies. Consider whether Jamie has a viable plan to balance work and education if emancipation might impact his educational progress. 3. Relationship with parents. Consider the nature of the relationship between Jamie and his parents. Although there is no allegation of abuse or neglect, Jamie has indicated a lack of understanding and emotional support. Evaluate whether this relationship dynamic supports the need for emancipation. 4. Support network. Jamie mentioned having a support network, including a school counselor and trusted adults. Consider whether this network is sufficient to provide the necessary guidance and support Jamie might need after emancipation. 5. Maturity and decision-making ability. Reflect on Jamie's maturity and ability to make independent decisions. Assess whether Jamie has demonstrated the understanding to make informed choices about his life and welfare. Ultimately, the primary consideration in this case is whether emancipation is in Jamie's best interest. You must evaluate whether Jamie is capable of handling the responsibilities of independent living and whether such a change will benefit Jamie's overall well-being and development. Emancipation should not be granted solely because of disagreements between Jamie and his parents, but should be considered only if it is a necessary and appropriate step for Jamie's welfare. During your deliberations, weigh the evidence presented and apply the law as I have instructed you. You are to remain impartial and base your decisions solely on the evidence and the law, setting aside any personal feelings or biases. Remember that your burden of proof lies with Jamie, who must prove that emancipation is in his best interest by a preponderance of the evidence. If you find that Jamie has met the necessary criteria and that emancipation is in his best interest, then you should render a verdict in favor of granting the petition. However, if you find that Jamie has not met the criteria or that emancipation is not in his best interest, then you should deny the petition. Your verdict must be unanimous. You are the sole judges of the facts, and it is your responsibility to deliberate with one another to reach a fair and just decision. As you retire to the jury room, remember the gravity of your task and the importance of your decision for Jamie's future. Take the time to carefully review the evidence and discuss the issues thoroughly with your fellow jurors. We trust you will approach this decision with the seriousness and consideration it deserves. Thank you for your service. You may now retire to deliberate. I don't know about you, but my favorite is jury charge. I gotta say, I love doing jury charge. Lots of briefs, lots of the same phrases towards the end there. So hopefully you enjoyed this one as well, and you have your jury charge practice done for the day. I'll see you on the next dictation.